I'm a conservative, I'm proud of it. And I was happy this election year to see all of my ideals reaffirmed. And I'm going to tell you when I knew that the left was crazy. I knew they had problems, but this is when I knew them jokers were stone cold crazy. It was in July. It was in the morning time. I just got up, I had my coffee. I was minding my own business. I heard that Kamala Harris was going to do a speech. She just got the nomination for president. I said, I'm going to tune in and check it out. I turned on the television, had it on Fox News. I looked on the TV, and I saw Meg Thee Stallion on the stage just shaking. I turned around and looked around. I said, what is this right here? I got the wrong channel or something? I mean, she was just, like it was 29 degrees below zero. She was just shaking. I was like, what the heck is this? So I said, well, maybe I got the wrong channel. So I said, well, let me turn to CNN, see what CNN do. I know CNN gonna show Kamala Harris, right? I turned on CNN and they showed her and 4 other women went up on stage shaking. I said, what is this? Then I saw Offset come on stage and give a speech. I know Offset got about 15, 20 charges on him. I'm saying Offset better look out for the police come and cuff him and take him off stage, right? Because I know he's running from the police. And then after that, I saw Kamala Harris come on stage and said, well, they done lost David. They don't know us. She was thinking that she could bring these people on stage. Yeah. And that we were going to vote for her because she had Megan Thee Stallion on stage shaking. I came to the conclusion that they've really, absolutely, positively lost their minds. I watched them for the last 4 years. And I saw some of the stuff they were doing. They were saying men could go into women's bathrooms. They're saying that they could sexually groom your children in public education. I saw that they were passing laws saying that men could operate and participate in women's sports. I even heard them say that men could get pregnant. These crazy jokers even say they can control the weather, climate change. They're God. Y'all, we are dealing with an evil institution. Nothing more than a cabal of perverts, liars, psychopaths, and anti-Christian bigots. All they do is meditate on blood. Want to abort children up to the 9th month. And they even got this thing called perinatal abortion, which means you can abort children after they're born. Now, some folks try to say, oh, that's a lie, just a lie. Y'all ever heard of the Born Alive bill? A bill passed by the Republican Congress that says if a child survives an abortion and is born alive, that the doctors are obligated to take care of that child and render aid. All of them voted against it except 2 or 3. Let the child die. You don't think that's evil? Y'all, we have to come to grips with this. And we have to tell our neighbors that when you decide to vote for this type of evil, you're complicit in it. But y'all, how did we get here? How did we get from the children of God to a people that will now vote for people that will murder children? And who will say that it's okay to castrate little boys and call them little girls, and give double mastectomies to little girls and call them little boys? How did we get here? Well, let me tell you a little bit about my origin story and how I got here. I was born on a cotton plantation in Haywood County, Tennessee. My father was a sharecropper. People like to talk about the Old South. I know a lot of y'all came from the Old South. I came from that Old South. The only thing that kept me from being at the bottom of the bottom was that I had a father. And my father aspired. And he brought us out of that cotton field. How did he do it? Hard work, dedication. Dad got involved in the insurance industry. And he was an honest man. And back in those days, poor whites and poor blacks didn't have checking accounts like we do now. So if you got an insurance policy, somebody had to go to your house and pick up the money every month. It was called the debit route. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, honey? The insurance man would come, knock on your door, you give him the money, he write it down, and he give you a receipt. And you know, sometimes the people would steal the money. You had to be an honest person to have that job because they paid you in cash. And my dad got on a debit route for a black man to own an insurance company. His name was Al Ross. And they found out my dad was an honest man, and Dad learned the insurance business, and he brought us out of the cotton field by learning how to sell life insurance. He was so happy about us achieving the American dream that we started a gospel singing group called the Ellison family. We went around singing good gospel music all over the South. After that, after I left college, I started working in a prison in South Carolina. And in that prison, I saw that we had not overcome. It was during the Clinton-Biden crime bill in the early 90s, where they had passed a $40 billion crime bill to put 100,000 police officers and build prisons all over America. That was during the crack epidemic. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? Where they started locking up all these young black men, destroyed a whole generation of black people behind that. Well, I was working as a correctional officer, and I saw all these young black men coming to jail. And they were about my age at the time. And I said, holy, I thought this was over with. What's going on here? So I started asking the black intelligentsia. I said, why are all these young black men coming to jail in such astronomical numbers? And they gave me the old line, evil, rich, white conservatives hate black people and just locking them up. Well, I was naive. And I said, well, really? Well, I'm going to do something about this. So I resigned my post in the prison, and I started a nonprofit to go down into the ghettos and and I was going to stop locking these young men up and try to help them remain free. And I found out something that was very interesting. When I got down there, I didn't see any evil, rich, white Republicans anywhere. You see a unicorn or a leprechaun before you saw one. But guess what I saw? So a lot of black Democrats making a lot of money off of the chaos. And the ones I saw making most of the money was most black preachers, most black politicians, and most black civil rights workers. And they were conduits between rich white liberals in Manhattan and Los Angeles. They were paying these people to keep black people poor, afraid, uneducated, and under their control, to make sure that they voted for them every 2 years by hook or by crook. And I called this group the Iron Triangle. Not all black preachers, most. Not all black civil rights workers, most. But the black politician was the worst of all. Street money, souls to the polls, ball liquor and a pork chop sandwich, you named it, they used it. And they still do it today. I wrote a book about it and I named it the Iron Triangle. That book is now number 69. Book Authority gave it number 69 of the greatest political books ever written. And I blew the lid off of this. And I started explaining to people. You guys talk about white supremacy, white supremacy, white privilege, systemic racism, white privilege. I said, well, you know what? It is a privilege to be white, but it's also a privilege to be black. It's privilege to be an American, but the greatest privilege is the privilege to be a child of God and heir of Jesus Christ. You're talking about white privilege. I was born with privilege. I was born with two great parents. I was born in the greatest country in the world. I was born to a great family. I was born an heir of Jesus Christ, and I ain't giving up one of my privileges for nobody. Give up your privilege. You're going to come take my privilege. Sending my daughter to private school and got in a nice home. She said, Daddy, I got privilege. I think I need to give up some of my privilege. Girl, you better shut up. I don't work hard for this privilege. You can go back and help somebody. No, don't give up your privilege. God gave you that gift. Whatever gift you got, God gave it to you to help mankind. And to ask you to give it up is an affront to God. They want to tell you to accept this lunacy that they've started in this country. I'm watching these people in Washington, D.C. Look like a freak show. The last administration, they was crazy. I ain't talking about like crazy in a euphemism. Them jokers were crazy. I looked up there, they had this dude by the name of Rachel Levine, a man in a dress, ugly man in a dress. You know, some of these transgenders will fool you, right? You look at them, you can't really tell, you can't tell. This joker right here look like a man in a dress. Ain't gonna walk up to you and get an attitude because you don't call him a woman. Go try to get you fired from the job. Then they had this dude by the name of Sam Britton. Y'all gonna think I'm lying. He had on red lipstick, wore red pumps, and a dress with a mustache and a bald head. Went to the job interview looking like that. And they hired him. And you look at us and what's wrong with you people? You're supposed to say, look, boy, we're gonna give them a whole lot, look, we're gonna get some holy water for you, we're gonna pray for you, we're gonna take you to the altar. You don't give them a job, you send them to the insane asylum. But no, that's it, no, you got a job. The little John Pierre girl, little black girl that was the spokesman, as cute as she could be. I saw, oh, look at her, ain't she pretty? She walked up there, just in case y'all didn't know, I'm the first Haitian American lesbian to be the spokesman for the White House. I said, well, there you go. I said, don't nobody want to know how you get down? I mean, what you just walk up there and say, I'm so-and-so, I like to get down with men. I said, man, what is wrong with you? They crazy. You go up there, it's like the boss scene from Star Wars. You don't know what to do. You can't, I was so glad when all them suckers left. I said, at least we got some sanity up here right now, y'all. But you know what? We have to get to a point in America where we look at our Bible, and our Bible is the arbiter of all things that are true. And if it's wrong, don't do it. If it's wrong, God said it, and we have to stand up to that and run these people out and never give them more power again. Amen. So now, we got to deal with Black History Month, which, you know what? When it first started, I supported it. It made sense. It was telling us about people in our history that we never knew about that helped make America great. Now it's just turned into a bunch of lies. And it makes me angry because it doesn't have to be that way. You know, I did a podcast on the other night, and I said, you know, people go up there talking about, you know, we were kidnapped from Africa, kidnapped from Africa, kidnapped from Africa. So, no, we weren't. Thomas Sowell did a great book on it. He said that the white man could not go into the hinterlands of Africa. Either the Africans would kill him or he'd catch malaria and he'd die. He brought his ships to the coast. And the Africans went and they did the kidnapping. And then they bought us back and sold us to the white Europeans who brought us to America. And I said there's a book written by Ivan Van Sertima that said that they came before Columbus, which means we knew how to get over here before Columbus did. Which meant they know how to get over here. And in 400 years they ain't sent on one canoe to come check on us. You know why? Because they knew where we were. Like I said, if you sell your dog, you know where he is. If somebody steals your dog, you go look for him. They sold us. They know where we were. What are you going to look? And we've been lying about they kidnapped us. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. We walk around here, y'all, with a history that tells us we're less than, that we're inferior to, that we should always ask for permission. That's why I hate DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Well, it should mean you didn't earn it. There you go. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Let me tell you the logic. All right? Here's the logic. The government is racist. Say it to, you know, black person. Government's racist, right? Yeah, it's racist. Businesses are racist, aren't they? Yeah, they're racist. So how do you fix that? Get DEI so they can have the black people put up. That's okay. So you're going to let the racist government and the racist businesses decide the black people that are going to be elevated in our community. Who you think they're going to have, Malcolm X or Stephen Fetchit? Why don't you just be expeditious about it and blow your own brains out? We've had 50 years of it, and we're still at the bottom of every socioeconomic statistic in America. You know why? We put our enemy in charge of saying who our leaders are going to be. And they still want to keep it going. Why do you think they're fighting so hard? It works for them. It keeps us exactly where they want us, at the bottom, asking them for permission. Oh, they love that. I can't compete with you, sir. Let me tell you something. If you want to make a black person mad, you call them a DEI hire. Nobody wants that on their chest, because it means you didn't earn it. I go to college campuses where the children are arguing about DEI, and I tell them, I said, let me tell you something. You walk into my world with DEI written on your chest, in the world that me and my brothers work in, we'll slit your throat, literally. You won't survive a day. This is hardcore capitalism the American way. And they can make you think that they can give you something. Brother, you got to earn it. You got to come out here and you're no half-stepping. And that's the America we live in. And I have no doubt that every black person in America has the ability to compete. I have no doubt. Man, you think I need a government program to compete with you? I had this little white dude come up to me one time. He had long hair, ponytail, flip-flops on. He's gonna try to vibe with me. He about this tall. He's gonna tell me, the black man could get ahead in America if the white man would just get his foot off of his neck. So I looked at him. I said, look at me and look at you. You think you can put your foot on my neck? Oh, you should have saw him turn away. I said, no, I want to see you put your foot on my neck. White man. That's the attitude we need. I don't need your government program. You're going to need one if you mess with me. Sat there begging and, man, why they make me so sick? Every time I turn, if you want to know the contempt the left has for black America, you just turn on MSNBC and look at Al Sharpton and Joy Reid.
Yep, that's it. That's right. That's it.
Al Sharpton still ran a comp. It went out of style when David Ruffin left the Temptations back in 1968. Look like a fool. I look at him and I said, oh, you. It looked like every black woman they put on NBC got to shave her head. I mean, you know, you don't want to call nobody ugly, but sometimes that's just the only thing you can do. It's the only way to describe it. And just so y'all low down white liberals are with all these beautiful women they got, like all you beautiful women, they can give y'all that job at MSNBC. I don't know, they're not going to do that. It's like they're going to have an ugly woman contest and say, we're going to give that to the ugly black woman contest and we're going to put them on MSNBC. I said, well, I'll tell you what. Just show you, they're not going to turn down the money. They're going to take the money, and then there's just a parade them around. And I said, man, you know what? They're showing this all over the world. Snoop Dogg, Flavor Flav, that's who they put on television to represent us, y'all.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And that's not us. They don't show the hard-working people that work every day, that believe in God, that raise their children, that pay their taxes, that obey the law. Every joke black person you see on TV, you think he's some type of thug, some type of rapper. And then when I saw these politicians hanging out with all of these thugs and all of these, look, I said, Lord have mercy. Jesus can't come quick enough. But you know what, y'all? We're back.
Yes.
And it's time for us to start teaching our children the truth about who we are under God. That we are free. We were born free. Our freedom is a gift from God. In the second treatise of government, John Locke wrote that our freedom is an unalienable right given to us by God. It is irrevocable, non-transferable, and unsellable. So when I heard I have a dream speech, and it said 5 times in that speech, he said 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, the Negro is still not free. That is a lie. I was born free. 5 times in that speech, he said that we were not free. And we got our children walking around here now in America saying that we're not free. That is a lie. Our Bible said, for freedom Christ set you free. Do not submit yourselves to the yoke of slavery. Say, he who the Son has freed is free indeed. Christianity sets you free. You are nobody's slave. Yet we walk around here, oh, you're free. No, I ain't free. You know what? I tell you what. You probably right. For the man that believes he's free and the man that believes he's a slave are both correct. That's right. You say you're a slave, I believe you. But I'm not. I'm a free man. When he said, when will we be satisfied? We will never be satisfied. Not until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. That's a fancy way of saying never. But what did Jesus Christ say? My peace I'll leave with you. But we'll never be satisfied. I'm dreaming about a day that one day I won't be judged by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. Let me let you know a little secret. You will be judged by the content of your character. It is inescapable. And if you don't like the color of my skin, that's your problem. It's not mine. I don't care. That's your problem. You can dislike the color of my skin. You can dislike me. But the day that you put your hands on me, I can tell you, brother, if you need a good doctor, I help you find one. Need a good preacher, I help you get one. Need a job, I help you find one. But if you think that you're going to come hurt me or take anything from me or mine, I got 2 things that'll get you off of me. That is Jesus and my 38. You better not try me. That's the freedom, y'all. That's what we teach our children. We teach our children to stand up. We teach our children to stand firm. We teach our children to understand that the only thing that's going to save us, it's not the government. It's going to be Jesus Christ. Amen. You know, I heard this story. Well, I saw this movie and I read the book. The book was called No Country for Old Men. It won Best Picture in the Academy Awards, about maybe 10, 15 years ago. It was a movie and a book. It was a period piece based in the 70s. And this is when the drug trade came over from Mexico. It was really, and it started ravaging the country. And you know, when the drugs come, the violence comes with it. And this drug deal had gone wrong. And these men from Mexico and these Americans, they got into it and they had a gunfight. Everybody was dead. And this hunter, this cowboy was hunting and he walked up on it. It's in the middle of nowhere. And he saw these dead bodies and all these trucks on fire. And he just walked through it and he saw that there was a satchel full of money. Like $1 million, more money than he had ever seen. And he took it. And he took that money with him, but he didn't know that the cartels had put a homing device in it and was tracking it. And this sheriff that was in the town found out that this guy had took this money and he was trying to catch him before the cartels caught him, because he knew if the cartels caught him, they'd kill him. And all of this violence ensued in this movie. A lot of killing, trying to get this money. And this sheriff was just amazed. We're used to it now. But he had not ever seen anything like this violence. And it bothered him. I'm not going to tell you how the movie ends because I don't want to spoil it for you. But at the end of the movie, the sheriff said, he told his friend that he was going to quit. And his friend was an old deputy sheriff. And he said, why are you quitting? He said, the sheriff said, I feel overmatched. He said, what do you mean? He said, I've sat down and I've counted up the cost of what I'd have to do to stop this violence. And it's too much. He said, to me to do it, I'd have to put my soul at hazard. He said, it's not what I'd have to do in order to stop this violence. It's what I'd have to become to stop it. And it would send me to hell to do what I have to become what I have to become to stop this. Let me tell y'all this, and you tell this to your children. It is not what you have to do to become a member of the political left. It's what you have to become. You have to become a mass murderer of children. You have to become a sexual groomer of children. You have to become an atheist, a hater of God. You have to become genderless. That means you have to become a beast, a mindless, genderless, sulking beast. You have to put your soul at hazard. And I ain't willing to go to hell for none of these people. So when you look at what you have to become part of these people, you have to ask yourself this question. Am I willing to go to hell for these people? Because if you think that you can abort babies up to the 9th month and not go to hell, you got another thing coming. If you think you can castrate little boys and call them little girls and give double mastectomies to little girls and call them little boys, you got another thing coming. If you think you can allow grown men to go into the restrooms and watch your wife and your daughter urinate and not go to hell, you got another thing coming.
Come on with it.
This thing done got serious. It's time for you to choose. And I've made my choice. You know, I'm going to tell y'all something. I have read this book, but I cheated a little bit. I went all the way to the back, and I saw the last page of it. And the last page says that the people of God are going to be standing with their feet on the chest of the satanic tyrant. And the last line says, "We win." Thank you very much.